hit record and we'll get going. Feel free again, you guys. Remember, this is an open platform. Again, it is a lot of content, but if you need me to slow down, you need me to stop, you need me to go back, you need me to repeat, you have a question, anything like that, just let me know, okay? So I've got everybody written down that's on the call. Everything's good to go. We've got somebody else getting on. I don't know if somebody's having issues. This technology sometimes. I don't know. Give me 1 second. I'm waiting for it to pop up before I drop it down. Anyway, so we had our kickoff, right? It was all about you, all about your belief, your heart. Now we're going to talk about your belief and how you can succeed with your business. So if you're great at selling products and the opportunity, you guys already know the sky's the limit, right? So while the word selling can sometimes feel icky, I love this. This is actually in the presentation. It says icky. It's hilarious because it's exactly what I would say. Avon's approach to selling is all about making connections, sharing, and having conversations. So it's pretty easy if you think about it that way. So we're going to learn more about how we can create meaningful, sincere connections and sell the Avon opportunity. So today and through the next 2 weeks, we're going to discuss selling the Avon opportunity. Just keep in mind that you can apply these same skills to sell products, and so can your team. So we want to go from being opportunity takers to opportunity makers. So in this seminar, we're going to discuss the Avon opportunity. So keep in mind that you can apply these same skills to your products, again, and selling, because it's the same thing, basically. And we want to go, again, from the takers to the makers, and we can do this. So today what we'll go over is the first S in BOSS: grow your business. So the grow model. And I'm sure a lot of you saw this, and I know a lot of you that were at RepFest, actually probably you might have even went through this seminar. G is get to know the person and their needs. R is recommend the right Avon solution. O is offer relatable stories to demonstrate your belief, which we just did, right? And then W, to work to establish next steps. So we're talking about the S in BOSS naturally, which is selling. So you may be thinking that selling the Avon opportunity is also about the O for outreach, which yes, but we'll align with the O in BOSS when we discuss planning later in the planning module down in the program. So in the planning module, you'll be able to plan who you want to reach out to and how you expand your network. This module is solely focused on selling conversations and how to conduct them. Ooh. And we're talking about selling the opportunity. Just keep remembering that they go together, though. Selling products, selling the opportunity, it goes together. So reflect on your sales approach and your experience as a customer. So I just want you guys to take a second and think about, have you yourself ever felt like you have been timid or passive as a salesperson, or have you had somebody who's a salesperson that's been timid or passive? Can you guys think about somebody, or have you been that person yourself? Not you guys,
I've been that
right?
person.
You've
I've
been
been that
timid
person.
and passive.
Yes.
How do you think that makes your customer feel, Van?
Well, they really didn't say anything. So, I mean, I don't know.
Okay. Anybody else had the experience before?
I had it when we were going door to door at one time.
You
I
did?
had a lady, yeah, I had a lady that did not want to buy. She did not want nothing to do with Avon. And my wonderful manager told me I had to go anyway.
So
They
were
knew
you timid or passive because of that situation, because you were made to do it? So that's what made you timid?
I was timid on account of the lady behind the door, not on account of my manager. Because I knocked on the
Gotcha.
door and she didn't want anything to do with Avon, but my manager told me I had to keep on. I kept on. But what I would do is I'd run and put a book on her door and run like the Dickens to get back away from that house.
Yeah.
After several months, she decided to call me and give me a try. But it
Oh,
took a
see?
while.
Great. So
It
a lot of
took time.
times in my past experience, what's happened if I have someone who's timid or passive, they'll say something like what's on this screen. I really enjoy working for Avon. Maybe we can chat one day about what it could do for you. So doesn't it sound like you're not really passionate about what you're doing? Like you're kind of almost scared to talk to someone. So it's like you're saying maybe, you're not really confident. You're just like, "Oh, if you think it sounds good, I'd love to, talk to you about it," right? So it's not really assuming the sale, right? It's not being confident. And then who's ever been, I can't imagine any of you have been overly aggressive, but I'm sure you've had an overly aggressive salesperson before, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I
I
think
still
we
have
all
her.
have. So this is what overly aggressive looks like. Are you looking for an opportunity unlike any other? Are you seeking a social life that provides financial freedom? Well, then do I have the answer for you, right? And do you guys feel like the old way of Avon, this is kind of how we've been prospecting? I feel like that's how I do it. I go out and say,
I'm guilty.
yeah, are you looking to make $1,000 in 90 days? Guess what? I've got the right job for you. I've got the opportunity of a lifetime. I say it. It's exactly how I approach people. So this is really going to be
Now
about,
connected.
go ahead.
Wi-Fi 0 MHz.
Oh, I think it's Alexa talking to us again, Van. So
Yeah, Alexa want to talk again.
So our goal in this module is to help you believe in yourself. So have that confidence to build relationships and grow your business through easy conversations, but not just being so broad that you're being overly aggressive, right? So if we accomplish our goal, your prospects are going to want to be part of your team and your customers will be drawn to your confidence. Do you feel that? And you're going to see what I mean as we go on. So as you meet people and talk to people that you know, remember every conversation is an opportunity to grow your business. And when I say grow, I always mean grow the GROW model. It might be an opportunity to sell products or sell the opportunity. The letters in grow represent the 4 easy steps you should follow in every sales conversation, whether it be sales or opportunity, remember. So G, get to know the person and their needs. R, recommend the right Avon solution. O, offer relatable stories to demonstrate your belief, your heart, your why, right? And then W, work to establish next steps. So breaking down the conversation into small little bite-sized chunks allows us to consider the importance of each step. So let's go through these. We're going to go through these in a little bit more depth. So G is about getting to know the person and their needs, right? So it's about starting the conversation, be it with someone you've known maybe for years. It could be a customer, it could be a friend, a family member, or a chance encounter with a complete stranger. And we all know, right? It's that prospecting when we're out just, at the grocery store and things like that, which we'll go into. So once you get talking, you'll have to dig deeper to uncover their needs and their wants, right? We need to uncover, we need to figure out why they're going to want to do this. So it's really important to understand what she wants and needs so that you can help her see how this Avon thing is going to be the right solution that can help her later on. Or him. They always put her. I like to say them. So there are opportunities that cross our paths every day to start conversations with people that we don't know. Again, these are our chance encounters, right? And you can kind of see they've got some different places set up on the screen, the coffee shop, the little cosmetic aisle, the mall. Does anybody want to jump in and tell me where they had their last chance encounter?
I just had an event at a senior
Oh,
center
good.
the weekend.
Good.
So I mean, it was good.
So a senior center. So you talked to somebody there about the opportunity?
Yes, I talked to quite a few people about the
Good.
opportunity.
Awesome. Where else do you guys have chance encounters besides the senior center and these three places on the screen?
I had one the other day at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, you were
Where
telling me you talked to a few people there, right?
Right, and it was in between a busy time. It was a time that was a little bit slow, and they were just a little bit bored. And so I handed one of my cards to one of the girls, and then another girl came. One of the other girls came over, and before I knew it, it was like 4 or 5 girls standing there, like, "Well, what is this? That's such a pretty card, and what are you talking about?"
Yeah,
So that was sort of my. That's what happened there.
great. Great. So we've got here, they've just got a list, and you guys know it's way more than this, but a friend's birthday party, happy hour, which is a good one, shopping at a department store, the grocery store checkout. Yes, we all do that. I know we all do it at the grocery store. A neighborhood block party, which is a good one. My neighborhood, I know, has these little parties all the time. Businesses with waiting areas. So we talk about that, like the dentist, the doctor, all of those kind of places, my eye doctor. And then Van just said it, retirement home community. So perfect. So as uncomfortable as this may sometimes feel, right? Because it is. It's not an innate thing to just go up to somebody. But just remember to believe in yourself and your mission. You're there to bring an opportunity to someone who may be in need, right? We always have to keep that in the back of our head because we never know what they're going through until we approach them, right? So let's talk about how you can connect with people during these type of encounters. So it's important to have an easy way of starting conversations during these, right? So we have a couple of good options to connect with someone. The first is to find common ground and ask open-ended questions to get them talking. So just for an example, say you're in a long line at the grocery store. You might say to the person behind you or in line with you, "Wow, this line is so long. Who has time for this?" Once they respond in agreement, you could ask another open ended question to get them talking. Like, how would you rather be spending your time? Again, you want to make it natural to you. So here's another one. So if you're on the PTA and you sit down next to someone you don't know, what might you guys say to someone at PTA? Can you think of anything? You're at the PTA meeting, you've never met this someone, you're like, oh no, what do I say?
Hey, I like those shoes. Those are so pretty.
Yeah, so that's a compliment, which I'm going to get into next. But yes, and that's just so you know, that's my favorite way, and I'll talk to you guys about it in more depth with the compliments. But what about common ground? Your PTA, right? Your PTA members, you've both got kids here, right? So,
Yep.
wow, I feel like I'm forever a PTA member with 3 kids. How about you? So I've got 3 kids. I'm here at the PTA. How about you? How long have you been on the PTA? Something like that. So finding that common ground, you've got kids, you're in the PTA. So life is such a juggling act. How do you manage everything? So just opening up that dialogue there. And then, of course, like we said, the second option is complimenting. So for me, I always say I want to keep it sincere, right? I want it to be a sincere compliment. I don't want it to sound cheesy. I don't want people to feel uncomfortable um, because I'm complimenting them. I really, truly want it to come from my heart. So the ones that they put up here are great, but it's not something for me that would be organic to me, right? I would never say, "Wow, you look sharp. What do you do?" Um, but what did you say, Katrina? Say it again.
They said, "Wow, look at those shoes. Where did you get those shoes? They look really neat on you."
Love it. So perfect. And that's usually how I start too. I'll be really honest with you, even coming from the retail world, when someone walked in my store, and remember, the whole world is your store. So when someone walked in my store, I always complimented them. Oh my gosh, that bag is beautiful, or oh, you look so beautiful today. Your son is so cute. How old is he? There was whatever, there's something you can find about everyone, right? You have such a beautiful smile. um, the compliments are endless. Obviously, yeah, if it's something trendy they're wearing, that's great because it's easiest to bridge right to Avon, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love your shoes. Where'd you get those? So that's a great open-ended question to get the conversation rolling. So it's also good to catch compliments, especially about products. So what do I mean about you being able to catch compliments? I just kind of said it. So remember to
Wearing
catch,
the product.
yeah. Exactly. Perfect. So you want to make sure you're out there catching those compliments by wearing the clothes, the accessories, the makeup, so that someone, when they compliment you, it gives you a reason then to bridge to Avon instead of you always having to compliment them and then bridge, right? So then
Yeah.
you want to get prepared with those open-ended questions to keep the conversation going and learn about the person. So in all conversations, whether they're with people you just meet or the people you already know, it's really important to ask open-ended questions again, right? To get to know their needs and wants. By knowing that, it's important to a person. So you'll be able to share how the opportunity can make a difference in their life. So you're going to then be able to bridge now to the opportunity. So can you guys come up with more open-ended questions? We kind of just did it a little bit, I feel like. I'll come up with some on the screen for you. And it really isn't easy, so we actually recommend that you write down a list so you can, on the fly, start to think about some stuff. So how is your job going? Tell me about what you do. How do you do it, managing your family and a career? What do you think is the hardest part of staying home with your kids? Oh, that's a hard one, right? Good one. If you could change your situation, what would you change? And why do you like to volunteer with the PTA so much? So, why do you think it's important to ask these really open-ended questions?
Well, if you ask open-ended questions, you'll get more information
Hmm.
to help you bridge the gap between selling or recruiting. You'll know
Perfect.
what they want, and then later, when they join your team or they join your customer base, if you always make a note as soon as you leave that person, then whenever you talk to them again, it's, oh, how'd the ball game go the other day that your son was playing in? Or
Right.
how was so and so's birthday? Or that way they know you remember.
Yep.
They they think, hey, I'm important. She remembered
It's
what I
exactly
said.
it. Yeah, everyone likes conversations to be about them, right? It makes them feel good. It makes them feel like you care. You'll make the first person you're talking to feel good about you and then building that relationship with you if you act interested. So you're going to have a lot easier time to be able to talk to them too about Avon and the opportunity if you're really getting to know them. And open-ended questions do that. If you ask those closed-ended questions, it just shuts them right down. It's a yes or no answer and it shuts them right down. That's all. I mean, where do you go from there? There's nowhere to go. So once you ask a good open-ended question, it's important to dig deeper to find out what matters most. So this is listening with more questions. Here's a good example of follow-up questions you can use to dig deeper. So if you find out that she really wants to make new friends, you could dig deeper by asking, why is making new friends important to you? If you find out that she wants more flexibility in her day, you could dig deeper by asking, what would more flexibility in your day mean to you? If you find out that she wants more money, you could dig deeper by asking, what would more money mean to you and your family? You can use these follow-up questions regularly, right, to dig deeper. So it's really about just listening and it's almost like paraphrasing what they're saying, right, and saying it back to them, but in an open-ended way. So how about one more? How would blank change your life? So how would, I don't know, extra cash change your life, right? Something like that. How would some extra money change your life? Or, like we said, how would you like to make $1,000 in 90 days? Instead of saying that, we could say, how would making $1,000 in 90 days change your life? A little bit different, right? It sounds a little bit more open-ended. It's going to get the conversation flowing a little bit more. So let's see how this works with an example. We've got Sally, she's the Avon leader, and Sarah. Sally met Sarah at a spin class and asked her out for coffee. I love this. Does anybody go to spin? No? No?
Oh,
I would like
Never
to.
heard
I
of
think
it.
I would like it. I don't know. I hear it hurts, but we'll see. So,
I've
can
never heard of
somebody
it.
be Sally and somebody be Sarah. And you're going to, I mean, it's some reading, so you have to make sure you can see your screen clearly.
I'll be Sarah.
You're going to be Sarah. Who wants to be the leader?
Okay.
Who? Anybody?
I'm on the phone, so I can't see the
I
screen.
know you
So
can't. That's okay. I'm not going to volunteer you because I know you can't do it.
Well, I'll do Sally if someone else will do Sarah.
Okay, Katrina will do Sally. She'll be the leader. Who wants to be Sarah? You guys, you just have to read the screen.
I'll be Sarah.
All right, thank you. Okay, so
Thank
Sally
you.
goes first. Katrina, you're Sally.
Okay. I'm looking to see where it's at. How
Oh, I
come
put
I
it up
don't have
there.
it?
Did I not? Did it not go? It should be a
I
little
have it
bubble.
on mine.
Okay, maybe I can't be either one then because I don't know. All I've got is Sally at spin class. Oh, there it is. Okay, now it came up. Hi, Sarah. Happy Friday. I'm so glad we could connect for coffee.
Me too. That spin class is awesome. We have had so much fun. It is a great stress release.
Did it come up, Katrina?
Oh, there it is.
Oh, I was like, it must be
I'm with
delayed.
you.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm with you. I feel great after every class. Did I hear you say that you have 3 kids, one of which is in college? I have only one little guy, and I feel like I can hardly keep my head above water.
Yes, that's right. I also have a crazy dog, and my 2 boys are on a traveling soccer team. I spend my weekend
Schlepping,
shopping. What the heck?
schlepping, just schlepping.
Them all over the place.
Yeah,
And mine's delayed, so hold on a minute.
it's
It's coming
coming.
up.
I'm trying to do it faster. Sorry, I got stuck on the word schlepping and I forgot.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Not yet.
I'll read it. I don't envy you
Okay.
there. What else causes you stress?
Oh gosh. I work from home as a book editor. I spend my days on the computer with very little interaction. I need to connect with a human over the age of 14.
Mm-hmm. It's funny, right? It's so true. I love it. Okay. Is it showing up, Katrina?
No, neither one there. Now that
Okay.
one did. Mine's, I'm sorry. It's
It's
just slow. Go ahead.
So I get it. If you could create the life you dream about, what would that life look like?
I would have less stress. I would have a lot of friends to hang out with, and I would have plenty of money to help pay for my daughter's college and travels. I love experimenting new places.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? How did that sound? Do you guys feel, and this isn't part of this, you guys will find out I go completely off script a lot of time because I just have more questions than what's on here. But what do you think? I mean, do you guys really feel like you're getting this in depth with people when you're talking to them? I mean,
Sometimes.
yeah, and I feel the same way. Like sometimes I think after that initial couple conversations, maybe this happens. I like the idea too of it doesn't always, and we'll talk about it later. I'm jumping the gun, but it doesn't always need to happen right there on the spot, right? She connected with her and she said, "Let's go have coffee." You know, just like you just want to be a friend, you just want to hang out and talk about life. It doesn't necessarily have to be that pressure, right?
Sometimes we just want some girl time.
Exact. And this is exactly what this lady wanted. She didn't know that, but she just found that out, right?
Right.
Okay, so we're going to keep going. I don't know if you can see it though. Can you see it, Katrina, or no?
So, Sarah, why do you feel being connected and having friends are important for you now?
Well, since my divorce, I have felt so isolated. We had to move to a new area, and I have not felt up to finding new friends.
I totally understand. I'm divorced and I felt that same way when I went through it. You mentioned you would love to have more money to help pay for college and travel more. What would it mean to you if you had more money for these things?
Well, first, I feel relieved that my daughter will not graduate from college with a ton of debt. I don't want her to have that level of stress at such a young age. Also, by having more money to travel, I could fulfill my lifelong dream of visiting Europe. Woo, woo, yes.
Right? Yeah. So how do you guys think, first of all, how do you think Sarah feels? How do you think Sarah's feeling right now? Wow, it just,
Sort of excited, maybe.
what's that?
Maybe a little excited.
Yeah. What else? She just found a new friend, so I'm sure she's excited because that's what she wants.
She's curious.
Yeah, she's curious. Don't you think she feels too that like Sally really cares about her, right? She really is listening. She really cares. So, how can this information help Sally then sell Sarah the opportunity?
Well, she's got her ears open now, and she's going to be receptive
Mm-hmm.
and listen more as to what she's offering.
Yes, absolutely. So R is going to be all about recommending the right Avon solution. Thanks, guys, for sharing. We're going to share a little bit more as we go on. So that's why I didn't thank you yet, but thank you so much. We all know when selling the opportunity, the Avon opportunity is the right solution because we know it's the right solution for so many reasons. So if you're selling products, it's important to determine what solution is right for the customer based on their needs. And we all know this. But we are going to talk about the 3 C's when recommending the right Avon solution as far as the opportunity goes. So every time you recommend this solution, you want to follow the 3 C's and you can't go wrong, really. So just keep these in the back of your head when you're out there. Clarify their needs and wants. Communicate the right Avon solution. Like we said, the Avon opportunity is the right solution when recruiting, but you have to do this by then connecting the dots. So share how the solution meets her needs and wants. You can see that you can't do these steps unless you get to know their needs and wants in the G in the grow, like we just did with Sally and Sarah. So make sure you spend time to get to know them before you try to recommend the opportunity. So we're not leading with the opportunity anymore, right? We're actually recommending based on what they're telling us. So let's talk about the first C, the clarify. You might be wondering why you need to do this. You just revealed these in the conversation or the last time you talked with them. Believe it or not, this step is very, very important. If you do clarify her needs and wants before you recommend the solution, you're going to be able to do what's on the screen here. So make sure you understand them, right? You understand what their needs and wants are. You're not assuming anything because that's what we're doing now. We're just walking up to people assuming that they need more money. Possibly identify additional needs and wants. Make sure that their needs and wants have not changed since your last conversation. So it could be, 3 conversations from now and you thought it was something completely different, but it's totally changed. Just like during our initial conversations, a lot of your whys and your needs and wants have changed since you joined Avon, right? And that's going to ultimately make her feel heard. So once you confirm her needs and wants, you can share the solution and how it will meet and help her. So here we have an example of some verbiage that you can use as a structure for your recommendation. This is just a structure. Your words are going to be more casual, obviously, like I said, more innate, more organic. So let's listen to this example so you guys can understand. So I've got you guys again. Are we ready? Sally and Sarah.
It sounds like you love to connect with some new people and make some extra money to help pay for your daughter's college and travel. Is that right?
Yes, I would love to do that.
You should join my team as an Avon representative. You can make new friends and be part of a great group of women. The ladies on my team are fabulous. Everyone supports each other and has a lot of fun. You would love them too. As a rep for Avon, you can also earn extra money for your daughter's college and for cool trips. You can help her avoid stress when she graduates, and you can take that dream trip to Europe. Who doesn't want to have fun with friends and make money at the same time?
I don't know, but she makes me want to. So once you recommend the solution, it's important to offer the relatable stories that demonstrate your belief. That's the O in grow. It's really important to relate to the person as you build a trusted relationship. By sharing a story or two, you can help them see how the solution has impacted you and others that you know that are in the business. Stories really illustrate how the solution can make a difference for her. So that's again what we did before, right? So selling the Avon opportunity, the most important story that you can share is yours, obviously. But remember in the kickoff module, you recreated your belief using the 4 chambers of the heart. So this is what your application guide looked like, right, in the last 2 weeks that we just had. So use that story to get them to want to join and let them know how it's impacted your life in a positive way. When you're talking to a prospect, make sure you relate it to her when you tell your story. And we talked about that a little, about kind of maybe twisting and turning your story a little bit so that it relates to that specific person. You want her to really say, wow, you are a lot like me, and joining Avon has made a great impact on your life. I really should try it. Remember, if you know someone else whose story relates even more, then share it too. I mean, you still want to let them know a little bit about you and how it's affected you, but it never hurts to relay more than one story about how the opportunity has changed someone's life. So I'm sure you can think of people that we heard from the other day on the call that you can share their stories now, or someone out there that you can share their stories as it comes up. So let's listen to an example of how sharing stories might sound. Here is Sally sharing a story with Sarah. Sally, you've done a lot of reading. Would somebody else like to read Sally's story? Don't all jump at once. I was drinking a sip of water. I'll read it. So I totally understand how you feel when you say you need to connect with new friends. When my son went to kindergarten, I was totally lost. My whole life had revolved around him and his needs, and I had very few friends. That's when I found Avon. Avon gives me a reason to connect with new people, and it gives me something new to talk about beyond my son and his needs. I love it. I have made so many new friends. You know, you remind me a lot of Suzanne. Suzanne's my sister-in-law. She pulled me aside a few years ago and was interested in learning more about Avon. Every year, Suzanne takes a trip with her girlfriends. My brother always complains because they really can't afford it. Suzanne refuses to give up her girl time, so she was looking for something to help her pay for the trips herself. She found that Avon gave her the opportunity to not only pay for the trips, but also to have more time with the girls and with new friends. I really believe that Avon might be the right opportunity for you. So definitely, she shared her story. She shared her sister-in-law's, right? So can you guys think of those people that are either on your team or maybe in your upline, or just those inspirational stories we've all heard on stage at RepFest, your peers that are in this group that you'll be able to share now when you're out there selling the Avon opportunity?
Yes.
Great, thank you. I was like, did I lose everybody? I told you guys
I'm still
I said it's a lot of content. It's a lot of talking today. So I totally get it.
I guess one of them is like Lisa Wilbur,
Uh-huh.
how she started out and was like in a trailer. And,
How many times
we were,
have you told Lisa Wilbur's story? Like, I feel like I've told it before, right?
yes.
So we have a tornado watch that just came through, just so you guys know.
Oh,
hmm
Where is it for?
I don't know. Let me look. I'll look for you guys just so you know.
Thank you.
It just came, it alerted me on my phone. I think it said Concord, and it must be Charlotte because it says current area. It's not a warning yet. It's a watch. It's all over the whole area, like everywhere, till 9 p.m. I told you I thought I saw bad weather. So just be careful. Be careful out there. Well, good. Yeah, Lisa Wilbur for sure is one of those. But there's so many. We talked about Rhonda the other day, right?
and Monty E.
Mata E, absolutely. Mata E's not on. I don't know what happened to her. She must be busy bee today. So, yeah. So once you talk through the G, R, and the O, you should work to establish next steps. That's the letter W in GROW. It's important to always ask your prospect to join your team and then establish the next steps based on how they respond. So if you truly get to know their needs, you can recommend the right Avon solution and offer relatable stories to demonstrate your belief. You can confidently ask her to join your team. Make sure you always ask. It is a very important step. We talked about this earlier, right, Katrina? You and I were talking about this. I call it the close, right? It's the close. You have to. If you don't ask, how do you know? If you just leave it at like, oh, great, good to know you. Thanks so much. I'll call you in a couple days. So there's many ways that you can ask a prospect to join your team. Take a look at the examples over here on this slide. You want to find the words again, and you'll hear me say this, and you'll hear me as we go through this whole entire course. Is that organic? Is that really something you would say? Is it coming from you? Is it your words? Don't make it some wishy-washy thing that, is up here that's scripted. You want it to be your own. So why don't we get you started today? Honestly, I would love to have you join my team. How can we make it happen? What additional information do you need to get started? What additional information, if any, can I provide to help you determine if the Avon opportunity is right for you? Do you guys have any other ones that you like to use? In the opportunity, the new Avon opportunity presentation, at the very end, it kind of sums up everything about Avon, but then it says, so what are you waiting for? Let's get you started. I mean, that's my favorite way to say it. So what are you waiting for? Like, we just went through
Yeah.
all this. There's nothing else to go over. Let's go. Right? Let's do
Sometimes,
this.
Well, convince them that it's not that complicated.
Yes.
It's a simple process.
And that's what I think is great too. It only takes 5 minutes. We can get you going. We can do it
Right.
right here. So this is going into this. So knowing that you'll always ask the prospect to join the team at the end of your grow conversations, you need to be prepared for the outcome. So you need to be prepared for a yes, a maybe or a not sure, and then obstacles that they're going to bring up. So you guys hear this all the time. So you might hear a yes, and as to Katrina's point, then you have to have a plan to get them started, right? So first impressions make a real difference. She will be more likely to stick with you if you have an onboarding plan and clear steps for her to get started. So you want to make sure like you've got your phone, you've got your computer, you've got it, whatever, you've got Start Avon pulled up or your website pulled up. I mean, you are ready to go. It's going to be very impressive. So what if they're not sure, they say maybe?
sometimes what I do is I say, because whenever they say they're not sure, and I'll say why,
Hmm.
and you tell me why, what are you not sure of? Uh, what can I do to help you make a decision?
Yeah.
And they say, well, I don't think I can do it, or I don't want to be into a long-term contract.
Okay.
Then I tell them, hey, if you want to get started today, go to your turn it off and say, pick one you would like to try. And, and then tell them anytime, if you want to try it, please stay with me for the first 4 campaigns or the
Yep.
first 6 campaigns and let me work.
We lost Kathy a little. Sorry, Kathy, we lost
Oh,
you. It's breaking up. It could be the weather. I don't know. So, yeah, so you want to think about the next steps. If they're not sure, a really good way of getting them excited about it is
yeah,
saying, oh, well, let me connect you with someone on my team. Her name's
yeah.
Sheree. And you know what? She's really, really social savvy, just like you are. Let me get you connected with her and you can kind of see how this has helped her and what it's done for her. Or you can say, hey, listen, we're having a team meeting. It's via Facebook on Thursday night. Why don't you attend and see how this thing works? You can meet some other people and see what it does. And then obviously you've got the objections with which Kathy just actually went through. And it's really about digging deeper to understand why, right? Why are they not really sure? What's driving that? What's driving their, I'm not sure, or my no? Um, If it's too strong and the objections are too strong, I want you guys to know that it's okay to move on. Continue the relationship and focus on selling products instead of the opportunity. Um, it's okay. Everybody's not going to say yes, right? So if someone absolutely says no, you really want to take the opportunity then to get a referral. Maybe the person knows someone who might be interested in starting a business. You could also ask them to be a potential customer, or maybe they have a referral for you for a potential customer. So ask some additional questions to lead to a product sale, like giving brochures and things like that, which obviously you would do. Um, you also may be able to get a fundraiser going with someone that says no. So be sure to connect with the person via social media or whatever platform that would be.
Would you also maybe have an opportunity to maybe pick up a helper?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. They just may not want to do it right now, but down the line. And
Right.
again, don't rule them out completely, because you never know, they could change their mind. They might want to refer someone else to you in the future too. So you want to make sure, even with a no, that you're staying connected. By
Right.
preparing for every outcome, you're going to ensure that you get the most out of every conversation. So no matter what the outcome is, it's important that you establish a tangible next step. So based on the person's level of interest, recommend a next step that feels appropriate. If they're second guessing, you could say something like, "It feels like you're still mulling this over. Why don't you sleep on it? Think about it." Um, any concerns you might have, any questions you have, no problem. We can connect again in 2 days, and then set that time expectation. So make sure that if you tell them you're going to call them back in 2 days, you're going to call them, because it won't come as a surprise when you do. And they'll actually appreciate that you kept your word. You want to make sure you're accommodating. So increase the likelihood of response by being respecting of their preferred communication style. And I know you guys have all heard this, but if you ask, "How do you want to be communicated with?" and they tell you email, and then you text them, you really want to try to stick to that. Now, if they're not responding by email, that's okay. You may want to try to text them after the first couple attempts, right? It's okay to then, reach out via another form of contact. And then always highlight a roadmap for the next step. So this will show her that this isn't your first rodeo, and that you're able to offer her valuable experiences based on her level of interest. It's like dipping your toe in the water. So it's not always a one-time event, and we know that, right? And I didn't know this before this, but studies have actually shown it typically takes up to 8 contacts before a sale is made. So a follow-up phone call, text, or email will keep your business healthy and growing. So very much kind of like what we went through when we talked about the Alma leads and how to respond to them. It's kind of the same thing even with these face-to-face, right? So here's the roadmap. So you have your informal check-in, coffee, and your chat with a team member, an informal check-in again, and then them attending the next team meeting. So you've got them, you still got them engaged, you still got them, coming to things and still wanting to talk to you about it. They may just need more information. So let's hear an example of the working to identify next steps. So here we go. Does anybody want to read it? Do Sarah and Sally want to be Sally and Sarah again?
I'm fine if no one else wants to volunteer.
I would love
I'm
to.
good.
Great, ladies. Hit it off, Katrina. Can you see it?
It feels like you are still mulling this over. Why don't you sleep on it? Think about any potential concerns or questions, and we can connect again in 2 days. How do you prefer to be contacted?
I prefer text or phone.
Fantastic. Let me add you now. When we connect later this week, we can determine if you think it would be worthwhile to grab coffee with Kelsey. She's fantastic and reminds me of you. We could also have you attend our team meeting if you'd like that.
Great. Talk to you soon.
Great. I would be so excited if I left that conversation. I don't know about you guys. I didn't sign her up on the spot, but I've got another meeting with her, right?
Yes.
I think that's a fantastic outcome. You're really building that relationship. It's very similar, and we'll get into this when we go into goal setting, but it's very similar to when we set SMART goals. It's important to be specific when you establish those next steps. The prospect will appreciate the clarity in your effort to help them. So it really is great. So, and obviously the fortune is the follow-up. Again, Katrina, we talked about this earlier. So avoid the following missteps when performing follow-up. So here's our hashtag follow-up fails. So not following up at all. How do you guys feel if someone doesn't follow up with you and they said they would? Not
I feel
good.
like they don't want my business.
Yeah,
Well, sometimes
exactly.
I forget, so
And guess what? So do they. So do they.
yes.
So guess what? Out of sight, out of mind. You didn't follow up with them. They don't even remember your conversation. So connecting through Twitter when they requested text, email, or Facebook, we just talked about that one. Not offering up anything of value. So again, not making it about them, right? Not linking it back to what they want. Not adjusting your plan of attack, correct, because everybody's different. And then an infinity of follow up. Yeah, don't do it forever, okay, guys? Just cut your losses. I mean, it is what it is. If you've tried every way whatsoever, I mean, if you want to try again in 3 or 6 months, fine. But if you've tried so many things and you're just not getting a response, I mean, when's enough enough? When do you cut your losses?
I know we keep a Christian journal, but I think I want to do an Avon journal.
Yeah.
And if I carry that with me, then I have I have my means with me right there.
Great.
Whether it be a business card or whatever, just something to get there. Because I failed to get their contact
And we talked
information.
about that. Yeah. And I thank you so much for sharing that because I think that's probably something that we all struggle with, right? A lot of times we get into the conversation and it's a good one. It's a really good conversation. You're learning about each other, you're talking, you throw Avon in there, and then, oh, my coffee's done. Talk to you later. Nice to meet you. And then
Yeah.
you never hear from them again. And like you said, you may have given them your card or you may have given them a book, but you have no way to follow up with them. So I love that journal idea, Katrina. That's really fantastic. So it's also technology age, right? So we've all got Facebook we can pull up on our phone and we can connect with them right then. We've all got our address book in our phone. We can pop them right in our phone and send them a quick text. Um, just keep those kind of means in mind. And again, I love the bottom part because it said it's okay to fake it till you make it. And guess what it is? You're going to forget. You're not going to remember all of this stuff at once. So you really can fake it until you make it because practice makes perfect. If you start to apply some of these things, then all of it will eventually come. So telltale signs that you know you're doing a good job while you're out there, you're rocking it out, is it's going to feel natural and less salesy. You're going to feel like it's very sincere and you're getting to know this person. Your prospect is going to be visibly at ease. They're not going to be looking at the clock trying to get the heck out of there. They'll be leaning in and nodding their head in agreement, right? They're like, oh, yeah, okay. You're going to get 15 plus minutes of information out of them that they're going to start sharing with you because you're using those dig deeper questions. And then they're going to be eager to set up next steps and will appreciate your follow up. They're going to want to hear from you. They want to hear something else because you've built that relationship with them, right? They feel like they're your old pals. So this is the application guide. Has everybody had a chance to open it up? The application guide yet? I sent it to you Friday and then I just kept it in the attachment today. So I'm not going to go over it in great detail because it's really self-explanatory. I don't need to pull it up for you. I mean, it asks you questions about every single thing we just went over.
Yeah, I just printed it off this morning.
Oh, good. Perfect. So it's the first part, get to know the person and their needs. It says plan to start a conversation during chance encounters. Here's what I want you to know about this portion because everybody does it a little bit differently. You can actually have these chance encounters and fill it in that way. You can think back to a chance encounter you did have and maybe something you could have done differently or asked differently. Or this can really just be something for the future. It can be a completely fake situation, okay? So I don't want you to feel a lot of pressure from it. It's just really a thought provoker. But a lot of the people in the last class actually went out and did it, and it was really beneficial for us to go through it and kind of role play the situation. So however you want to do it. And it's the same for the whole entire thing. It's really just it's truly just making your mind start to think about how can I make my approach more open-ended, my questions more open-ended. Whose story can I share? All of that kind of stuff. So it takes you through the GROW model. Are we pretty clear? If you guys have questions, just let me know. You can even ask the question on Facebook if you want. As you're going through it, you can just pop something on there, and one of us, I'm sure, will have the answer. Sound good? It's a good one, though. It's pretty self-explanatory, like I said. So the next hot topic question, so not this Friday, next Friday, we'll meet again on the collaboration call, and you're going to start again. Remember, you're always starting with some kind of icebreaker. So it's who is the most interesting person you know and why. Again, just remember, no pressure to talk about it. We'll have a few people share. We're going to talk way more this time about the application guide and our one-on-ones and what you guys learned and how you're applying it and all of that. But we still will have this icebreaker, if you will. So again, I will send it when I send the invitation for the collaboration call, usually midweek. So next week, probably around Tuesday, Wednesday, you'll get that from me. It's on my calendar to send. I just don't like to send it too far ahead of time and then you guys forget. So I send it then, and then I always send it the day before. I did post it on Facebook today for the call. And then just be prepared with that so you can start thinking about it now. And then here we are. So 4 simple steps, the G, R, O, and W. You want to really memorize them and think about them when preparing each step and then practicing them. So GROW will help you grow your Avon business. It'll help you grow your team. It'll help you even grow your sales, truly. And then just a little bit of housekeeping stuff. I just want to make sure everybody remembers this Thursday from 10 to 1 that we will be at the Sheraton. By the airport. If anybody's coming out, I'm hoping you are. I know a lot of you are, so I'll see you there. I'm excited. I can't wait. If anything's going on with one-on-ones and you guys need to change them, just let me know. Van, we're going to do our one-on-one after. If that's
Yes.
still good for you on Thursday.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
And then anybody else, I said that I would meet after too to look at like computer or anything like that. Just kind of hang back and remind me. And then Project Runway too. I know you guys probably all got the email, but Project Runway, Avon representatives will be on Project Runway this Thursday night. So definitely tune in, spread the word. And if you have a viewing party, let me know, because who knows, I just might pop by. But I would love to know about any viewing parties you're having, because this is the great opportunity to have them, as you're actually going to see some of our Avon peeps on there. So it'll be really exciting. Anybody have anything else? Any other questions? We're right at the hour. I told you it would take the whole time.
No, I'm good.
You're good. Everybody else good?
I'm good. I'll see you Thursday.
Perfect. Well, I'm excited.
Sally will come Thursday.
What's that?
I said Sally will see you Thursday.
Thanks, Sally. I can't wait to see you and Sarah. So fun.
Yes, Sarah will be there with bells on.
Good. Well, thanks, guys. If you think of anything, please feel free to reach out to me in the meantime. I think with the exception of Van, everybody's one-on-ones are week 2 right now. So I won't talk to anybody except on Thursday when I see you all, except Van this week, and then I'll talk to everybody else next week. So again, if you have questions or anything, just remember the application guide. Please try to get it to me the day before, at least the evening before our call, so that I can prepare and be well prepared with questions for our one-on-ones. And that's it. Hope you guys have a wonderful, you have a question?
No, sorry.
It's okay. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week. And again, if you need me, please feel free to reach out to me, okay? I'll talk to everybody soon, and I'll see most of you on Thursday.
All right, thank you. Everybody be safe.
Bye.
Bye.